Current lightweight champion Islam Makhachev is going to move up to the welterweight division to face Jack Della Maddalena.
He's so hard to beat. He's so good. He's a monster. When he gets guys on the ground, he just crushes them. And you could argue that he's dealing with a deeper talent pool.
Della versus Islam. How are we feeling about that?
I think Della is going to get it done. I feel Islam would feel like he bit off more than he could chew once he gets in there. I honestly believe him, because I just think he's not going to be able to hand with him on the scrambles, or when he gets back up. When he does that, I really think he's going to get him. And I can't wait till that happens, and wherever it is.
Jack is, like, he's a big fucking guy too, right?
That fight would be great also.
You versus Jack?
Yeah, I would love to fight him.
I saw Khabib said that he thinks that Jack is a harder fighter for Islam than you.
But he's gonna say that's the fight they have ahead. They're not gonna say, no, we are fighting a easier opponent than Ilia. He has to say that. There's always respect.
Of course.
How you cannot respect like people who's fighting for their dreams and they work hard. But another thing is that when it comes to the competition, me against you, I'm always going to choose myself.
The UFC 322 main event is set to feature a blockbuster showdown between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena. With the fight card now leaked, excitement is building fast. Makhachev is eyeing a historic second belt, while JDM is determined to hold on to his welterweight crown, no matter the cost. Despite the buzz surrounding Islam's world-class grappling and submission arsenal, Jack remains unfazed. He recently shared his thoughts, confidently labeling Makhachev as too undersized to pose a real threat. Jack believes his own power, size, and finishing instincts give him the edge, and is not shy about it. According to JDM, if the two step into the octagon, he plans to bring relentless pressure and leave no room for Islam to breathe, confident that he can dominate from start to finish.
Your first defense is most likely against pound-for-pound #1 in the world, the lightweight champion Islam Makhachev. Talk me through about that particular matchup and what you think and how excited you are to prove yourself yet again.
Yeah, it's the dream first title defense, pound-for-pound #1. Get him back to Volk. We saw what Volk did to him. I'm gonna get him. He's too little. I'm gonna get him.
On the flip side, Islam Makhachev isn't underestimating Jack Della Maddalena. It is acknowledged that Jack could present a serious threat inside the octagon. Islam was particularly impressed with Jack's showing against Belal Muhammad and pointed out how much Jack's wrestling has evolved since entering the UFC. Still, while giving Jack his due as a well-rounded and dangerous opponent, Makhachev remains confident. He believes the fight won't go the distance and plans to make a definitive statement about who truly sits at the top of the MMA world.
Do you think he's going to be a hard fight for you? I know he said he wants to get one back for Alexander Volkanovski here.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard fight. Honestly, it's gonna be. I saw his fight against Bilal. He's good, man. He is good. When he beginning fighting in UFC, he had problem with the wrestling, but now he is improved because I see he training a lot with the wrestlers, with the grapplers, and that's why he's a champion right now, and he's good everywhere. But we will see who is the best fighter in the world.
Yeah,
very soon.
Yeah.
And it's going very quick.
With only a few months to go before this high-stakes clash, Islam Makhachev has opened up about the challenges of moving up in weight. After years of cutting down to lightweight, putting on mass hasn't been as easy as expected. Despite intense strength training and a disciplined routine, he's only managed to gain about 2 kilograms. Makhachev emphasized that he's not interested in bulking up just by eating more. Instead, his focus is on adding lean muscle through smart training, aiming to stay strong and explosive without sacrificing mobility or endurance.
I will try to be big, it's not easy, man. All my life I cut weight, but now when I want to be big, my weight stays same position, I try to lift more. We do some program and like slowly, we bring 2 kg right now. But I don't want to be big by food, eating and not training. I want to be with like muscles, I want to training and bring some muscles.
Meanwhile, Robert Whittaker shared his thoughts on the potential showdown between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena. While admitting his Ossa bias, Whittaker still acknowledged that Islam could be in for a tough night. That he drew comparisons to Makhachev's fight with Alexander Volkanovski, but pointed out that Jack brings a different kind of threat, being naturally bigger and harder to control on the ground. Whittaker praised Jack's underrated jiu-jitsu and sharp striking, especially his punishing body shots and well-timed uppercuts, which could make takedown attempts much riskier according to Whittaker. Jack's unique movement and striking angles might present Islam with challenges he hasn't experienced before.
Why does he beat Islam in your opinion?
I'm biased as heck.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can see the fight playing out very much like it did with Volk, okay? But Jack's bigger. Jack's a little, he's a little bigger. He's got a different frame. He's a hard dude to try and hold down. And I think his jiu-jitsu is very underrated. He has good jiu-jitsu, which means it won't be free. The takedowns won't be free. Being on top of him won't be free. Not to mention, Jack has really good hands, and if he can keep it into that mid-range, into that distance that he likes, make it awkward. He's very good at not only punching straight lines, but punching up. So his hooks, his uppercuts, he mixes it really well. He works the body, which makes it harder to shoot on. You know, I think there's enough angles there to give Islam trouble.
Dustin Poirier recently weighed in on the matchup, saying he believes Islam Makhachev is physically built for the welterweight division. According to Poirier, Islam has always been a naturally big athlete who could do well against larger opponents, that he's especially interested in how Islam handles someone like Jack Della Maddalena, noting that the opening moments of the fight, particularly how Jack deals with the takedown attempts, will be crucial in shaping the outcome.
Speaking of Islam, what's your thoughts on him moving up to welterweight?
He's a big guy. I think he's going to fill into that weight. He's a really big 155er. So I think his lifestyle outside of training camp is going to be a little more comfortable, and he'll fill into that weight class, no problem. He could be champion there for sure.
How do you think he does against JDM?
I think the beginning of the fight's going to tell the story, like how well JDM does at getting up, how well JDM does at keeping Islam off of his feet, off of his legs, off of the cage. It's tough to call that because JDM's a big guy, athletic. I'm excited about that. A lot of fun fights in the future.
Luke Rockhold took a different angle when discussing Islam Makhachev's jump to welterweight for a potential clash with Jack Della Maddalena. Instead of breaking down techniques, Rockhold focused on the physical and stylistic adjustments Islam will need to make. That he suggested that size and timing might have a greater impact than people realize. While Islam's grappling remains world-class, Rockhold pointed out that Jack's ability to control distance and remain composed under pressure could push Makhachev into unfamiliar territory. What stood out most to Rockhold wasn't just the skill matchup. It was a question of how Islam's body, rhythm, and overall game would adapt to facing a calm, precise striker at 170 pounds.
Do you see him beating JDM to win that welterweight title?
That's a tough fight. That's a very tough fight. It's going to be interesting. You know, I think those are my three favorite fighters in the UFC right now. We go Islam, Topuria, and JDM. He's fun to watch. So, I mean, that's going to be a great fight. You know, he's no slouch at wrestling, but you have a guy that's wrestled his whole life and grappled his whole life versus JDM. He's kind of like, he's secondary on that, but, you know, you never know. He's a bigger guy. So, you know, we'll see how Islam, how he bulks up and how he looks. He looks a lot bigger than what I remember. I used to train with him forever. So, I mean, he's definitely grown. You know, we'll see how he carries the weight.
Max Holloway weighed in on Islam Makhachev's potential move to welterweight, acknowledging Islam's well-rounded skill set. However, he warned fans not to overlook Jack Della Maddalena. According to Max, while Makhachev has what it takes to compete at 170, Jack could be a sleeper threat, someone capable of pulling off an upset if they meet inside the octagon later this year.
I just wanted to get your thoughts on Islam moving up to welterweight. And how do you think he's going to do out there?
I think he'd be fine, man. I think he'd be good, you know, but people be sleeping on Jack, you know what I mean? And I think Jack is one of the best fighters in the world right now, and I think people is going to find out when that match happens. I don't know. I'm hearing rumors maybe October. I think it's going to be a fun fight, smart fight, but a lot of people counting out Jack for I don't know what reason. They just keep counting him out. Kind of reminds me of when I was like coming up and counting me out about certain fights. So, I mean, he is, you know, he's the number 2 pound for pound in the world right now, but he's the number 2 pound for pound in the world for a reason, so you got to respect that. But, you know, don't sleep on Jack. I think it's going to be a tough and fun fight.
UFC icon Daniel Cormier offered his perspective on the potential clash between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena. He pointed out that Jack's aggressive striking early on could be effective, provided he avoids getting backed up to the fence. Cormier emphasized that Islam doesn't rely on a standard grappling approach, instead using techniques like trips, foot sweeps, and relentless control to dismantle his opponents. While he stopped short of picking a winner, Cormier stressed that Jack would be facing a very unusual and suffocating kind of pressure.
JDM don't wrestle, but he was defending well, and he puts damage on you.
Off rip.
Starts putting damage on you, and he can box.
So how do you see that fight with him and Islam? Does he have the ability to beat a guy like Islam?
He'll get takedown attempts coming at him very early. This time. The last fight, he didn't have to deal with that when he was fresh. If Islam can start to pressure him early and take him down early, or even just make him wrestle, he might struggle. I don't know that he's ever felt anything like he's going to feel, because it's not going to be double legs and single legs with Islam. It's going to be him playing with his feet, tripping him, moving around on the octagon side, doing things that he don't recognize as freely.
But she didn't answer the question.
The problem is, like, I can only give you that because I can't truly make a prediction.
Daniel Cormier turned the spotlight on how Islam Makhachev fights often misread by fans. He believes that people tend to fixate on brief flashes of offense from Islam's opponents while missing the bigger picture: Makhachev's consistent dominance and technical control. Cormier noted that Islam's sharp striking and ability to win rounds decisively often get overlooked due to misleading narratives. What truly interests Cormier now is Islam's jump to welterweight, where he believes the physical demands will finally present new and meaningful challenges that lightweight couldn't offer.
Islam. He's a much better striker than people give him credit for. He won all the rounds against Dustin Poirier in a fight that was pretty much all striking. Everybody's like, well, Dustin Poirier fought him so well. But he didn't. It was literally 5 rounds to 0 and he got submitted.
It's almost like Poirier got his licks, but he got dominated.
He got beat. Because Islam's been so good, people judge him differently. I think there are way more interesting fights for him at 170 because of the size difference than there is at 155. Because right now, when was the last time he had to finish someone? He finished Charles for the belt.
Volk.
He fought Volk. That was close. Didn't finish him. And the second time he finished Volk.
Second time, finished Moicano.
Finished Moicano. Finished Dustin Poirier. He beats them all because they're too small.
Joe Rogan also analyzed Islam Makhachev's growth as a fighter, highlighting how his striking has transformed from underrated to top tier. He pointed to the head kick knockout against Volkanovski as clear evidence of just how lethal Islam has become in stand-up exchanges. Rogan also raised concerns about the timing of that matchup, noting that stepping in against someone as precise and dangerous as Islam on short notice was a bold, if not risky, decision, even for a warrior like Volk.
He's a threat everywhere. Like when he knocked out Volk with that high kick.
Yeah,
that
was
crazy. But granted, if I was in Volk's corner, I would say no.
I know.
You're not taking it. You've been drinking beer and eating kebabs. Like there's no way you're taking this fight on 10 days notice. I don't care how confident you are. I don't care how much you like fighting. That's a crazy thing. I don't care how much money they're paying you. Because you look at the slide that his career took, right? He arguably won that first fight with Islam. Very close fight, loses a decision. Or was it a draw?
It was a decision. Was it a draw?
Arman Sarukian also shared his thoughts on Islam Makhachev's evolution, noting that the fighter we see today is a much more refined version than the one he competed against in the past. He pointed out that Islam now shows greater patience inside the cage, has improved his energy management, and seamlessly combines his striking and grappling with heightened confidence. According to Arman, it's this mental and technical maturity, more than just physical gains, that truly separates Islam from the rest today.
How much better do you think Islam's gotten since your debut, where you fought him?
Yeah, he improved his striking, very good. His clinch, his cardio. He used to have bad cardio. His cardio way better. And his experience, of course, the most important thing.
Arman Sarukian also offered his take on a potential clash between Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria, stating with confidence that Islam would have secured a knockout if they had met at UFC 317. While he acknowledged Makhachev's dominance, Arman made it clear he has his sights set even higher. He hinted at big plans for his own career and emphasized that his ultimate ambition is to become the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world.
What do you think would have happened if Ilia fought Islam this weekend?
Islam Makhachev.
He would have beaten him?
By TKO.
Oh, wow. Really?
That's a different level of fighters.
You think so? Wow.
You can't compare Ilia versus Islam.
Really? I have Ilia #1 pound for pound now.
Yes, because Islam not champion anymore right now.
Right.
But when he get the second title, he's gonna be pound for pound #1.
So you think he beats Jack?
He beats Jack.
Yeah.
Became a pound for pound #1. I'll be pound for pound #2. champion lightweight division and then beat Islam and became a pound for pound number one.
Wow, I love it. You have it all mapped out.
Ilia Topuria recently secured a win over Charles Oliveira at UFC 317, claiming the number 1 spot on the pound-for-pound rankings, overtaking Islam Makhachev. In response, Makhachev addressed the updated rankings and expressed openness to a showdown with Ilia to settle who truly deserves the top spot. While he suggested the UFC might be fueling the rivalry for promotional buzz, he didn't shy away from a challenge, adding that the real outcome will be decided when the two eventually face off in the octagon.
По поводу того, что тебя сместили внезапно с первой строчки pound for pound.
Ну это маркетинг. Они делают это специально, чтобы разогреть этот бой. Ну, у людей уже есть интерес к этому. Значит, они делают правильно, и мы будем бороться за первое место в рейтинге.
Meanwhile, Ilia Topuria isn't slowing down. After capturing titles in 2 weight classes, he's now setting his sights on a historic 3rd belt. Confident in his abilities, Topuria believes a move up and another championship win would cement his legacy and put him in a league of his own.